Here I come, give me a second, and I've arrived. I'm basically going to give you my 3-step system to plan and execute the perfect photo shoot for cars. All right, so let me just pull up and we'll talk a little bit more. Right, hopefully that's center. If it's not, then get over it. Right, so treat these 3 things like your base for a photo shoot. So this is always going to be the system you use to take a photo shoot of a car for a client or for a private driver. And I suggest writing these things down. So pause this, get your notes up or get a pad or whatever you need that you're going to remember, so you can always refer back to these. And as we go through the video, you can jot down the key points for each section. So the 3 points are, number 1 is detail shots, number 2 is car shots, and number 3 is location shots. All right, and I'm going to go through each one to explain what they are. And then by the end of the video, you'll have a nice structure, and it's just going to set you up for every single photo shoot. So detail shots, you're going to start your photo shoot off with these because 1, it gives you a chance to warm up, and 2, it just gets all the little mini bits out of the way, because this is kind of the easiest bit of the photo shoot. So you're going to get like the badge, you're going to get the seats or the steering wheel, the seat belts, maybe the gear shifter's got a cool little thing, any logos. The inside of the door normally has a little symbol of the car, or even ask the driver if he's got any little points he's added to it. You never know, he might have added something to the car that he wants you to get a picture of. Anything inside the car that's small, that's going to be your first point of call. Some tips for detail shots, make sure you write these down as well in your notes. So low f-stop, you want to go f2 all the way down to f1.2, as low as you can go. It's really going to help draw that attention to the actual point you're taking a picture of. You can get more like f4, f5 shots, but that's if you're doing a really wide whole interior shot. But to be honest, for me, f2 down to f1.2. That's your safe point. Also, lenses. You'd think, right, I need to whack on a wide because we're in the interior. Yes, put on a wide. Do like the sitting in the driver's seat steering wheel shot with a wide, or a whole interior shot from the back 2 seats wide shot. But whack on a zoom. I'm telling you, I use zooms so much more than I do wide for interior and for detail shots. It works so much better. It adds that compression. You can really get that focus on that point. Wind down the windows. You can take interior shots from outside the car. You don't have to be in the car. You can shoot through the wing mirrors. All different kind of angles you can get, and more opportunities open up with a zoom. So I would recommend a zoom, but also use a wide as well. And then the good thing about this is you don't really need to worry about the location, because you're not really getting the location in the photos, because it's just going to be like the mini badge. Or if you're getting a wheel, then yeah, it'd be nice to have some tarmac. But that's going to lead us into the second point, which is car shots. You actually want to set the detail shots up in the location that you're going to do the next part of the photo shoot, because it doesn't really matter about this. So you might as well already be in that location, so you can just move on to the next part of the photo shoot without driving anywhere else. So section 1 of the photo shoot is covered. Make sure you've jotted down some of those key points in your little notes. We'll move on to number 2, which is going to be car shots. So I'm actually going to move the car. Damn! I'm actually going to move the car because I want it in a wide location. I'll explain when I'm there, but let's move it into the actual spot. So car shots is a wide location. Whack the car right in the middle, dead straight wheels, dead straight car. And you're just going to go around and get the shell of the car from every single angle. So we're going to start from the front, is the way I always do it. Bang, you take your first shot from the front, you go to the front corner, you take the front corner shot, you go from dead side, you take the side shot, then you go to the back corner, then the back of the car, and then the back corner, and then the other side of the car. Do you know what I mean? So just cover every single angle. They're a bit boring, they're a bit bland. Obviously try and make them look as good as possible, but it's more about just getting every corner so the client or the driver just has every angle covered. Underneath your second point, which is car shots, jot some of these keywords down that I'm about to give you. So F5 to F10, that's kind of the f-stop you want to go for. Keep that in mind, because if you take a picture f1.4 from the front, this will be in focus, the back of the car won't. All right, so these are supposed to be the whole shell of the car. So F5 to F10. Also lenses, you want to go wide to medium. To be honest, for these, I wouldn't use a zoom unless I'm going really far back, but in this location, I don't have enough room to do that. So I prefer to go 35mm to 50mm. So wide to medium yeah, imagine if I could speak. That's what I would use for these sort of shots. And once you've covered every single angle of the car, just do your front quarter shot and your back quarter shot. So you just move the car into the center of that location, turn it on the side, have the wheel facing the way that it's actually turning, have that camera in line with that front headlight and in line with that rear tail light when you do it, and just get the front side and the back side at any angle you want. It just adds that extra variety of another full car shot, but at a nice little angle, all right? And that is all covered. So you've got your first point detail shots, you've got your second point, which is car shots. That's all done in your first location. So you've banged out all that sort of stuff. I might be overexposed now. Oh well. You've banged out all that stuff in that first location. So jot all those keywords down. Let's move on to the last part where you're going to close out the photo shoot and leave with a really happy client, yeah? All that's left is to do the location shots, and this is going to round out the photo shoot for the driver, give them a nice diverse portfolio, and really give them some unique photos. So what we're going to do is you're going to scout locations, or if you already know some locations that match the car. That is the most important thing. Match the car to the environment. Don't take a 4x4 to Tesco's car park, because that won't work. It will look stupid. So I'm taking the MX-5 right now to some back roads, because it's kind of known for back roads. It's got some trees, it's got some bushes, like some dirt, and it's just going to give it that nice roadster, back road sort of vibes. That's where I'm going. I'll explain more when I get there. This kind of matches it. This is a good place to start, and now we can start getting creative. So just take that into consideration when you're finding a driver, you find a location for a driver, I mean, make sure you pick somewhere that matches it. This is quite nice. Right, so some key points to write down for location shots is you want to expose and compose the photo. Why did I say like that? Photo. Expose the photo and compose the photo for the location over the car. And this sounds weird, but it works a lot better. So if you've got a nice big building, I was at a nice big building the other day with the MX-5. And there were some muscle cars there. So I exposed the building and this nice road that was on, and then the cars drove through that frame and complemented the photo of the location, which then made the car look a lot better. Do you know what I mean? So I wasn't photographing just for the car, I was also including the environment, and that gives it this really nice style and this like well-rounded picture of the environment and the car. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Also, f-stop, again, it's gonna be F5 to F10 to make sure we get that whole environment in focus, not just the car. Obviously, it does work quite well when you just get the car in focus, but it is nice to have that environment also nice and sharp as well, so it's a whole collective photo. That's what we're going for. Lenses, I would go medium to zoom for this, unless it's a really, really big location and there's so much stuff around the car. But normally it's going to be that sort of open area with a nice building or a tree or something in the background. So I'd go medium to zoom, but it all depends on your location. But once that's done, oh my God, it's so windy today, man. It's so annoying. But once that's done, hopefully you can see me, I'm just gonna move you. Once that's done, you can then move on to the creative stuff. So you've done your basic shots, you've done your detail shots, you've done your location shots with the whole scenery in frame. Sorry, you're not straight. Right, we'll go about there. So you've got the big location shot, right? So you've got your environment in with the car. It's all lovely and composed, but stay there and I'm gonna give you a little extra. You wanna then go back and do some closer shots and some detail shots with the environment now. So you're gonna round off the whole photo shoot with some cool ideas, shoot through some, I would shoot through these trees here, I'd shoot through the bushes, I'd get down with the dirt. If I was at that old muscle car location I was at the other day, I'd use like the stairs, I'd get the concrete in the background, just get some nice close creative shots in that location after you've done the big wide photo. Does that make sense? So with all of that, you've completed every single possible thing that the client or the driver could want. So you've set them up for detail shots, you've set them up for basic shell shots of the car, and then you've also got creative with the location and got some really cool, unique shots for them. Doing this system is gonna make you so much less stressed because it's already there on paper every time you go. All you need to do is find a new location for each car, but the structure is there for each photo shoot. It all runs the same. This is gonna make you look so much more professional. The client's gonna trust you a lot more and will then be willing to pay you more because you've got a nice structure and you come across a lot more professional. Just remember, detail shots and car shots can be done in the same location. So wherever you want to do the car shots that are nice wide angles of the shell, make sure you park it for the detail shots in that same place. You don't have to drive the client to another location. You want to be quick and efficient so that driver's like, right, okay, this guy knows exactly what he's doing. And don't be afraid to make him move the car as many times as you want. If you don't like it in that location, get him to move it. He'll appreciate it when the photo looks a lot better. So don't be scared to ask him to move it a lot of times. Also, another tip, leave the brake lights on if he can. Get him to sit in the car when you're doing the back shots. Get him to put the brake lights on or leave his running headlights on if he can. Last tip I'm going to give you, but this really helps. Go on your maps on your iPhone when you're looking for locations, even when you're just out on the, like just going for a drive somewhere, you see a cool location, go on your maps on your iPhone if you've got an iPhone, sorry about Android. Hold down on the map, it's going to make a pin, add that pin to an album, and then you can make a car spot album. So when you find a client, you're like, right, let me look through my spots. Yep, I've got one there that's labeled woods, I'll take him there. I've got one here that says labeled for muscle cars, I'll take that one there. It helps so much. You've got an endless list and you're constantly looking for new locations while you're out. They're the three things that I do, and that's the structure I use for every single photo shoot, and it works wonders. It leaves you with no stone unturned and no questions to be asked by the client. Where's this? Where's that? There's none of that because you've got all of it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you want to watch any more videos, I post Monday, Wednesday and Friday with all car and photography related content. I'm trying to build this channel up, so yeah, if you like this sort of stuff, subscribe, it would help me out and I'll deliver you some good content hopefully. Anyway, I'm done, so I need to switch seats so I can do the last shot and drive away, so enjoy that lovely cinematic drive. Here we go. It's been emotional. I'll see you later.